Inspire with Nendrix, the foundation.
Hey, Embracing Arms community, this is Dr. Danielle Harrison coming back to you with another 5-minute quickie for your best life. And I wanted to talk to you about the power of saying no. Like, I know that, oftentimes we watch social media or hear conversations and people are like, you know what, I'm just going to start saying yes to some things that, I've been avoiding, that could actually be really good for me. I need to say yes to some things. And so I'm not advocating not saying yes, to things because, if you've been in a season all your life of saying no, this might be your season to say yes to some things that actually will be healthy and beneficial to you. But this conversation is about the power of saying no and the expense of saying yes. And so I was in a conversation with a friend yesterday and I was telling them about, or was it the day before? Sometime this week. And I was telling them about how important saying no is, because yes can be very expensive. And yes can be very expensive on your mental health. It can be very expensive on your financial health. It could be very expensive on the quality of your life, your time that you can't get back. And so be intentional about what you're yesing, but recognize that no is also important, because that helps you to it helps you to have some balance in your life. We say, I will speak for myself. I spent a lot of time in my formative years and into my young adult years, and now I'm going into midlife, saying yes to a lot of things. And it's overwhelming sometimes, because often it's yes at the expense of saying yes to myself. And saying yes to myself doesn't necessarily mean saying no to everyone else, but it is giving you some grace and consideration that we tend to give other people. We tend to commit to other people so much more deeply than we commit to ourselves. We are on time for other people, but not on time for ourselves. We tell ourselves that we are going to do meal prepping and we don't do it, but we make sure we show up to that board meeting on time. We tell ourselves that we're going to go to the gym 3 days a week and we don't do it, but we make sure we go to work every morning, Monday through Friday, right? And it's all important. It's all important, because if you don't take care of your health and you don't take care of yourself, showing up to work is futile, because eventually you won't be able to show up for work. So some people are like, well, that pays me. That pays the bill. Taking care of your health pays the bill too. And so I really want to get people to get back into the season of really deciding on what are those things, like truly strategizing what are those things that you should be saying yes to versus those things that you should be considering saying no to, and weighing the pros and cons of both, and not forgetting that you're an important part of the equation, and you're just as important to commit to as anything else. And so think about what you have been saying yes to in your life, and start to refocus, right? Because you'll find that you have been saying yes to a lot of things and a lot of people who's really not serving your whole self. It's not serving you mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually. It's not serving you, and it might be serving them. So that doesn't mean that you completely disconnect from saying yes to them. Just modify how often you say yes. And I will tell you that if you are a yes person, when you start saying no, people will be angry, because you conditioned them to depend on your yes. And that will let you see the difference between the people that should be in your life and the people that you might want to start purging. Because if they don't give you enough grace in your life to say yes to you and give them an occasional no, then you really want to start thinking about how you position them in your life. Anyway, that is my 5-minute quickie for you. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And go out in the community and embrace someone because they're waiting on you, and continue to live your absolute best life.
This
We're
house.
chillin', having our fun.
Yeah.
Come